Right now at 4, all clear on campus. Grand Island parents concerned after a reported threat made by a student. What the school is saying about the reports and what the district wants parents to know.
And another deadly explosion in Austin. Federal investigators are trying to figure out who sent two people exploding packages. There have been two similar cases within the past 10 days. We'll tell you what authorities know right now and what they say this case could be.
And a heartbreaking story out of Rochester. Hearts are heavy after a teen's body was discovered after days of searching. How friends and family are remembering 14-year-old Trayvon Rowe.
From the station with the most local news, this is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. In your top 4 at 4 today, we're learning more about a threat at Grand Island High School this morning. We received a lot of viewer emails and calls about this into our newsroom today.
According to the school's website, the school received several reports that a student made a violent threat. The statement says concerned parents and students notified school officials about the threat. Authorities were called in to investigate. They worked closely with the principal to figure out what happened.
Now, these reports have been considered not to be credible, but administrators say they'll continue to work with police. The district is also passing along this message to parents that their students at the high school and the middle school campus are safe this afternoon. Meanwhile, happening in D.C. this afternoon after the White House unveiled gun and safety school proposals, President Donald Trump responded to criticism that he walked back support for raising the minimum age for certain firearm purchases.
This comes as students across the country plan protests to pressure lawmakers for more gun control later this week. Karen Caifa has the latest from Washington.
Do it.
President Trump defending a walkback of his previous support for raising the legal age to purchase certain guns from 18 to 21, tweeting Monday, states are making this decision. Things are moving rapidly on this, but not much political support, to put it mildly. On Sunday, the White House laid out proposals on gun and school safety, including some firearms training for qualified school personnel and backing a bipartisan bill to improve background checks. The White House also proposed a federal commission on school safety issues. Some lawmakers say that's not enough.
It's been 19 years since Columbine, and 5 years since Sandy Hook, and a month almost since Stoneman Douglas, and they want a commission? We need action now.
Some states are taking their own action. On Friday, Governor Rick Scott signed the first Florida gun law enacted in the wake of the February 14th shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. The NRA has sued the state over a part of the law that does raise the minimum age to purchase a firearm from 18 to 21. Massachusetts Democratic Senator Ed Markey proposed a bill to give federal incentives to other states to adopt gun control measures similar to theirs, known as some of the nation's strictest.
Gun violence is not inevitable or preordained. It is preventable.
Students across the country are preparing for an organized walkout Wednesday aimed at pushing for tougher gun laws and honoring the Parkland victims. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
A survivor of the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, spoke about gun reform last night at the iHeartRadio Music Awards. Rapper Big Sean introduced sophomore Alex Moscow to the crowd. He invited the audience to join the March for Our Lives demonstration in Washington, D.C., March 24th. Students plan to demonstrate to demand gun control reform. The teen got a big round of applause from the audience. 17 people died in that school shooting last month. A custodian at a school in the Dansville School District is charged with possessing child pornography. The Livingston County Sheriff's Office says 21-year-old Kyle Webster used a teacher's computer overnight to look up inappropriate websites. No images were found on the computer, but the Sheriff's Office says they did find child porn on Webster's cell phone. Webster is also facing petty larceny charges. He's accused of stealing $150 from a fundraising envelope from a teacher's desk.
A local attorney continues to recover this afternoon from an attack at the Erie County Holding Center. Today, he faced the man who allegedly went after him, his own client. That man, Mark DeBlino, faces 75 years in prison for attacking his ex-girlfriend and her friend with a sledgehammer in 2016. DeBlino's case has taken a turn now after the Erie County Sheriff's Office said he attacked his lawyer, Joseph Terranova, the man standing to his right, during a meeting at the jail's holding center last week. Terranova suffered multiple injuries. Our Jen Shantz is following the story and will bring us all an update coming up on News 4 at 5 o'clock. Well, turning now to your forewarned forecast. Another cold and gray day outside in western New York. It looks like it's going to stay that way for a couple days.
Yeah, it feels like winter, and it looks like we could see some more snow as we get into the work week. Forewarned meteorologist Kaylee Went is tracking your forecast. Kaylee, what can we expect?
Well, you can expect some more snow showers, that's for sure. We're seeing the first of them right now, but for the coming days, we're going to be talking about snow, not only here in western New York, but up and down the East Coast. We're actually talking about a third nor'easter in just about a 2-week time period that will bring impacts not only to the East Coast, but some impacts here locally. Now, here's a view of the Skyway right now. Again, cloudy skies is really all you can see. No trouble on the roadways, no snow showers moving into the Buffalo metro yet, because at this point, they're staying primarily north, and it's really across Niagara-on-the-Lake, Niagara Falls, over into Lockport, Somerset, and as far east as Albion at this point, seeing some of those fluffy, kind of snow globe-looking snowflakes outside. So not too bad, not causing too many concerns this evening, and it's not really going to throughout the remainder of the night tonight. However, snow will be sticking around. And here's a look at the hour-by-hour model for the remainder of the evening. Notice by 8 o'clock, we see a lot of that snow shift further south across the southern tier, down across that New York-Pennsylvania state line, and into those northern PA counties. We'll really stay there for a lot of the overnight into early tomorrow morning, but tomorrow is when we do start to see the intensity of the snow pick up, and we will see at least minimal to moderate accumulation on the ground by the end of tomorrow. At this point, though, relatively quiet across 99% of western New York. We're talking 30s for that temperature at this point. Some spots sitting in the mid-30s south of the city, down in PA, and that's not too bad. A little below average for this time of year, but because wind speeds are pretty light, wind chill not too bad today. And it won't be tonight either. You'll notice compared to the past couple of nights, these are a bit warmer. 20 degrees is where areas south of the city will fall in some of those valleys. Up close towards that Lake Ontario shoreline, we're talking about temperatures in the upper 20s. So cold night, but not as cold as what we've seen recently. Now, coming up in my full forewarned forecast, we're going to talk more about the snow that you can expect for Tuesday, Wednesday, and to end out the work week. We're also going to show you the East Coast, what's happening there now, and how long that nor'easter is going to be sticking around.
Okay, Kaylee, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hand anytime. Just download our Forewarned weather app. It has hourly forecasts you can customize to your neighborhood and our live Forewarned Doppler radar. It is free for your phone or your tablet. In Texas, the FBI is investigating after 2 package explosions killed 2 people in Austin within a span of 10 days. Investigators say they think the attacks are connected. The latest incident happened just this morning. They killed a 17-year-old boy. A woman was also hurt and taken to the hospital. The other explosion happened March 2nd. The man who got the package then also died from his injuries. In both cases, investigators say a resident received a package that blew up once it was opened. Both packages were not delivered through any mail services. We also know both homes are those of African Americans. Now, authorities are looking into if the explosions could be hate crimes. A federal investigation is underway into what caused a deadly helicopter crash in New York City. 5 people on board died when it went down in the East River yesterday. The pilot survived. We're learning the pilot told police a tether from a passenger's harness wrapped around the fuel shutoff level, and he says that cut fuel supply to the engine. Cell phone video shows the chopper slamming into the water on the east side of Manhattan. The pilot radioed for help just moments before.
Zerly Motel, mayday, mayday, mayday. Zerly Motel, are you okay? East River, engine failure.
The sightseeing helicopter was chartered for a photo shoot. 5 passengers, all wearing tight harnesses, were not able to free themselves. Investigators with the NTSB will be investigating everything from the data recorders on board to the helicopter's maintenance history.
Hearts are heavy in Rochester this afternoon as the community is mourning the death of a 14-year-old boy whose body was found in the Genesee River. Police had been looking for Trayvon Rowe, who has autism, after he was reportedly missing on Thursday. He was last seen getting off a school bus. Trayvon's uncle says the school did not act quickly enough to alert them that he never made it to class. He claims they never marked him absent.
I just can't believe that they would just allow him to just get off the bus and just wander off, you know, with his condition. and not report that he's not in his class. That's that. You know, if we had just got that phone call, I believe he would have been here today.
A vigil for Trayvon is planned for tonight at 7 o'clock. Rochester police say there are no signs of foul play.
Next, in News 4 UB is getting ready to dance. The Bulls are on their way to the first round game against number 4 seed Arizona. We were there today as the team left, and we'll take you there and tell you what they're hoping for.